What is up, guys? My name is Pocketcraft, and welcome back to the Minecraft Pocket Edition Survival Guide. So, as you might notice, we are now in the overworld, which is a little bit different because the last several episodes we've been in the nether. And so, honestly, I just thought we'd been in the nether for a while, and so I thought it was time we would come back to the overworld, and we'll do a couple things here. And don't worry, we still got a lot of projects left to do in the nether, so we'll go back to there pretty soon. But I thought we should do a little bit here as well. And so today, I wanted to talk about how to find and start a pillager raid at your village, what kind of the benefits are of that, and how to actually defeat one, how to defend well against one. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today. And so I accidentally locked myself out there. But as you can see, I've done quite a lot of work at this village over here. I haven't done all of it. I've just did a little bit of the prep work. So I started to rebuild this village. I brought in a couple villagers from the villager breeder and then just put a bunch of beds here with farmer villagers so they would breed and fill it up themselves. Luckily, we still got an iron golem in here, and hopefully, since I have 20 beds, which is a minimum you need for an iron golem, hopefully we'll start to get some more in here, but we'll see how it goes. And so I wanted to talk first about just making sure your village is kind of safe and set up before you start a villager raid. The biggest thing, and the only thing that I think is really truly necessary, is to either build a wall around your village or just lock every villager in their house by when they go in at night, just put like a block right here so that they can't get outside. Either one of those would be fine to keep your villagers safe. It's totally up to you which you would do. But I'm kind of going for a little bit on the extreme side here of making sure everything's safe. And so if you do a wall, there's one thing you're really going to want to make sure you do, and that's just to light everything up. I've lit up parts of it, not all of it. And it doesn't need to be perfect, but just enough that you don't really have a bunch of mobs spawning in here. And if you have an iron golem, it's not the biggest deal because he should take care of most of the mobs. But you'll want it pretty lit up in here so you don't have to deal with mobs on the inside and outside, especially if the raid goes into the night. You really don't want to have to be fighting mobs on the outside for the raid and then fighting mobs on the inside because you didn't light it up. And so lighting it up is definitely something you're going to want to do. And then there's a couple things you can do on the outside to also make it safe. Now, you can build cactus around the outside. Just put cactus all the way around the outside. That's a little bit more difficult because cactus can't grow next to each other. Or you can do what I've done, and I'll show you that in a second. But before I show you that, I'll talk about the doors. So if you use normal like wooden doors on the outside to get outside of your wall, that's going to be a little unfortunate because villagers can go in and outside of that, and they might get trapped outside, which you don't want. So what I would recommend is doing an iron door with a button or a lever or something because villagers can't go through there. And then I would recommend just putting sweet berries on the outside here. Once again, cactuses will work just as fine, but I think sweet berries are a little bit easier to come by, and I already have an automatic sweet berry farm in this world, which I can link above right now if anyone needs that. And I'll make an automatic cactus farm in this world at some point as well, so either one would work. So it's up to you, decide what you want. I just personally think sweet berries are a little bit easier. And so once you've done that, the village is pretty dang safe. And so I'm going to finish setting up the defenses, and then I'm going to show you how to actually find pillagers. To start a pillager raid, you need to either find a pillager raid party, which you guys may or may not have seen this in your worlds yet. We haven't really encountered it much in this world, but occasionally pillagers will just kind of appear in the world and just running around with a group of them. And so if you find one of those, that works as well. Otherwise, you need to find a pillager outpost. And so what we're going to do is just go look for a pillager outpost today to show you how that works. So I'm going to go and look for one of those and talk to you more about that. All right, so this is what a pillager outpost looks like. So there are two ways of finding pillager outposts. If you use commands, you can just go into the chat box up here and type /locate pillager outpost, and it'll show you one. Now, I personally don't do that, but if you do that, it's totally fine, and that is a way to do it. But how you need to do it is you need to come to one of these outposts, and honestly, you just kind of have to get lucky looking around. They're usually not the hardest to find. Sometimes they spawn near villages, sometimes they don't. And now there's going to be pillagers all over the place, but you need to kill the one that has a banner above his head. And I'm actually going to take out these cows anyways for some food. But I saw one at the top here that had some, and sometimes I think there can be loot in here, but I don't actually know, so I might be making that up. I actually am not sure that there is loot in here. I kind of don't think there is. But if you go to the top here, and we'll just fight this guy because we're here already, I guess. But if we come up here, I know I saw him, and there he is. Okay, so if we kill this guy, we're going to get an effect called Bad Omen. And let me get to him first. There we go. See, we have Bad Omen. So this right here, if we walk into a village, a raid is going to start immediately. We also get this cool little banner, which is nice. So we'll keep that. However, if you kill multiple pillagers with banners on their heads, then you'll be able to actually have a higher level raid. But we'll start with just level 1 today, and that's all we really need to talk about. We'll check the loot chest here. Bottle of Enchanting, that's pretty cool. Some dark oak logs. Nothing else here is too tempting, so I'll probably just leave that all for now. But if you leave this place, and it will continually spawn people, so even if you kill everyone here, people will spawn back. So you don't have to worry about messing that up. You can use one pillager outpost to infinitely have villager raids. And now I'm going to fly back to the village. We were actually really lucky, and I found one of these. I'd seen it before as I was wandering around, and I found it really close to our actual village, which is awesome. So we're going to fly over, and the raid will start as soon as we get there. And so I'm going to get there really fast, and then we'll talk about it. And there's the beacon, so it should be here. Here we go. So here's the village. And as soon as we get down, the raid starts, right? And so these guys usually run into their houses, but these guys don't have houses, and so they just run to their beds. And now one thing I forgot to do that we probably should do is build a couple of pillars that we could stand on to just shoot arrows, because that's going to be the easiest way to win a raid. And I'll just kind of stick with you guys here. I'll have some of this closed off so you don't have to watch me battle the entire raid, but I'll keep you here for a little bit. And let's close this door here to keep this villager safe. So what I would recommend doing is actually building a couple little watchtowers. And so I actually haven't built any watchtowers yet, but we'll just build a couple of those. For now, we'll probably just make it pillars so you can see out, and you can get on the wall to try and figure out where they're actually spawning in. And so as you can see, the sweep areas are already doing their job. That's the reason I love to do them. All but one of the mobs have already died just from running into sweep berries. And so that is super clutch. We'll break this after because I don't want any of our friends getting stuck in here. The villagers coming outside. But let's just wander around and we'll try and find the last mob, because we have to figure out what direction they came from is the issue, because we don't know where they came from, but they all pretty much have died already. All right, so we found the last guy right here. He's just going on the edge, and it looks like you can see as you go through the drops, this must be the direction they're coming from, because all of this stuff is here, which is good to know, because I actually would prefer, they'll usually come, there starts with I think 5 waves in a basic raid. I'd prefer to come back into the village here, because we'll probably be able to hopefully see them coming in here. And now I don't know exactly where they come from because I haven't seen them yet. And so I'm going to try and get a little bit higher so we can see more. Oh, there's one of them. And he's getting into our defenses. And it looks like all but one have died again. So I wonder if they come probably a little bit further over here. Oh, there's the last guy. And so as you can see, they all die pretty quickly if you have the sweet berries here. It's not much of an issue. And so I'd be tempted to stay on the outside just to show you guys a little bit more. But it's getting dark. And so I'm actually going to go to sleep really quick. And then we'll take on this next part. Okay, so we have a little bit of an issue here. It looks like our wall must not be perfect because a Ravager actually spawned inside here, which I did not think it was possible. Usually they spawn from the outside, but apparently they got in here somehow. I don't know how. So my wall must have not been perfect, but that's all right. It seems like a fair amount of them are still dying from the sweet berries, so it must have just been those 2 that were able to spawn in there. I wonder if they can only spawn in areas that wouldn't normally be lit up. I don't really know. It says there's monsters nearby, so I can't rest, so we're going to have to keep going at night. But let's see. I don't know where they all keep spawning in. Seems like they might be shifting around just a little bit. And so we'll just keep looking around. I think this is level 4, which is where it gets a little bit more dangerous because evokers come in either level 4 or level 3. Or level 5. I can't remember. And evokers are the most dangerous mob in a raid for sure. Now, as you can see, I haven't lit this place up very well. There is a creeper on the roof, which I do not like. So we're going to take that guy out. There we go. I was able to find a bed that would let me sleep, which is good. Because now it'll be a little bit easier. And it looks like I think everyone died from sweet berries again. Oh, wait, no, it doesn't yet. I thought it was forming the next raid bar. So there are a couple left. So I'm going to find a way up here on the wall. I really should have made the towers beforehand, like actual towers. Oh, there's a witch Witches, all right. There are witches in this one. Witches are also pretty dangerous. They can poison you, which can do kind of a lot. And so we'll get rid of that witch. The other one was over there. I do not like fighting witches, I'll be honest with you guys. They're really annoying. But I don't think we should. I don't think you can die from the poison unless you're on like hard mode. And so we should be fine with the witches. Let's go find the other one here. And I should probably actually wait till I heal up a little bit before we go after him, because witches are a little bit dangerous. And I think the last witch is that last mob that we gotta have to deal with here. I haven't seen an evoker yet, which is good. If you've watched my Woodland Mansion video, you'll have seen what evokers are like, and they're pretty dangerous, but it looks like the witch might actually be dying right now just from... I think it just died, or maybe that was something else. Let's see. Oh, no, he hasn't died yet, but he was getting hurt for sure by the sweet berries. We'll sit here for a second until the poison goes away. Tempted to go grab a potion. I should have put a bucket of milk in my potions box here. Let's see what I got, because I'd like to just get rid of this. I'm sure we have a potion of regeneration, which will probably just counteract the poison. So let's just take that really quick. And it doesn't counteract the poison, unfortunately, but I think it should outlast it. And it should help me, because the poison won't kill me. Poison stop now. Regeneration should help fill it up a little bit quicker. I should have gotten a bucket of milk, if I'm being honest, and I could just get rid of the poison stuff. Oh, but the witch died anyways, so not much of an issue. And that's what I was saying. So if you like to battle more, which I usually actually do, then I would suggest maybe don't do the sweet berries, because the sweet berries make it pretty dang easy. Most things are just going to kill themselves. If you put them all the way around, things are just going to run into them and they'll die. But that's okay. Let's see here. I don't see any of the people yet. I think this should be the last wave, if I remember correctly. So I don't see any in the village, which is good. And I don't see any right here. So I'm going to have to keep walking around and look for these guys. I think we'll come out here for this one, which is a little bit dangerous, but it's a little bit more fun. You can hear their little horn. I'm not sure if you guys can hear it because the audio does get a little bit different when I'm talking. But I think the horn will help you kind of find the direction that they're all in. And I can't hear it very well because of when I'm talking, the audio is a lot quieter. But it looks like none are on this side, which is good to know. So I'm thinking they're probably closer to the door, maybe. We'll go through over here and try and look for our guys, and so we can take them out. But no one's run into these yet. And there should probably be some drops around here somewhere, I would assume, because of all the people that have been dying from the sweet berries. I should look more carefully into that. You can get some pretty good drops from these. So you can also make farms out of this, which we'll get into that a little bit later. I think it'll be a little bit complicated, but you can get some really good stuff from raid farms. And I do not know where these guys are. Let's look around. Sometimes it can be pretty hard to find them. I would be really careful if you have like caves by you. There will sometimes spawn in the caves, and it's really obnoxious because then you have to go looking through the caves to find them. And it's taking me a little bit of time to find these guys, so I'm probably just going to wait a sec and bring you guys back when I find them. Aha! I got up on a little tower here. That's another nice thing about a tower. You can see things. As you can see, there's a Vindicator over there, which means everything else is probably over there as well. I don't know if I can make that jump. Yeah. We'll just get up here. We'll make the walls a little bit bigger in some areas, but that's all right. Won't have any issues. So the Vindicator's here, which means everybody else is probably over here, which is actually really bad because there's a cave over here. So that's a little bit scary. Let's see if maybe someone's over here. Otherwise, I may have to go check the cave, which I would rather not have to do. But, oh, here they are. And the evokers must have maybe killed themselves, so I don't see any, but unless this isn't the round with them. These guys are called Ravagers. They are a little bit dangerous, but you also get a saddle from killing them, which is awesome, because now we have a way to farm saddles. Although these are pretty old, but they can break your sweet berries, so you got to be careful about that. There are quite a few good items around here, though. Let's get rid of that. I'd like to pick up that Totem of Undying. So that means that there was a evoker here, and it just ended up dying. Let's see, what can I get rid of for the Totem of Undying? And let's plant back some of our sweet berries if we can. But the thing that you're probably noticing is there's a little achievement here called Hero of the Village, which is the main reason that you fight a raid. And so you'd probably get a little scared at first because it has a really short timer. It says like 12 seconds. Don't worry, it lasts much longer than that. It just is one of those ones that has a short thing, but it refreshes. Kind of weird why it does it like that. I don't know, but it does, so don't worry too much. You'll be fine. And I don't actually really need that saddle, so I think I'll wait for now. But I'm going to get inside the village, and then I'll show you guys what Hero of the Village does. And I actually brought over some of my rotten flesh so I could demonstrate this to you guys. So in the Java edition of Minecraft, this will actually cause the villagers to start throwing stuff at you, which is awesome. They'll just throw items at you, but unfortunately that does not happen in Bedrock. All that it does in Bedrock edition of Minecraft, which includes Pocket Edition, is you get discounts on your trades. And you actually get really good discounts, so it's pretty awesome. But you can go and you can trade all your things for cheaper. But the only issue is this bonus is only active in the village that you saved from the raid. And so if I go over to my villager trading hall, this won't be active. So what I actually usually do is I usually do my raids at the villager trading halls that I have in my worlds, just because that way I can get more of the actual things from it, because I like to get the stuff, obviously. But that's pretty much how to do a raid in a nutshell. It's pretty simple. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. It can be a little bit hard to fight them sometimes, so obviously there's always the option to just put all the sweet berries around. And as you guys saw, if you put the sweet berries around in a wall, it's honestly a pretty easy win. But that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like this video and consider subscribing to my channel if you're new. But I hope you guys all have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll catch you all in that next video.